Good evening, everybody, and welcome to a brand new place. It's still Frazier Field, but it's brand new, and we're showing you a view of all the work that's been done. It is now totally turf, infield, outfield, pitcher's mound, foul territory, down in right field. The place is absolutely gorgeous. They still got some work to do. They're going to have to fix some of the lights, do some fixing around the dugouts, but the field itself is absolutely gorgeous. What a great job they did. All the underground plumbing pipes and stuff, gorgeous. There'll be no overflow. They can, games that if it rains in the morning, you can come here and play. Afternoon and night, you don't get rained out. And that's great when you have 5 high school teams playing on this diamond. Any kind of cancellations called off creates total havoc for Rich Avery, the guy that monitors this place. So a big event in the city of Lynn. We've got some fans coming in. First fans to visit and see the first game played at the new Frazier Field. So you've got Frazier Field and you got Manning Field, and colleges would like to have these facilities. It's, we certainly hope that the young men and the young ladies that use these 2 establishments understand how lucky they are. People come in from out of town and they look and they say, is this a special game you're playing here at this park? And you say, no, we play all our games here. And they go, holy mackerel. Envy of a lot of colleges. 2 outstanding facilities now. And this now being brand new, they'll get 10 to 12 years out of this, as they did with the football field when they put the turf in. But it's just great, for the 5 schools that play here. Took a while. They had to move games down to Breed to play at Breed home games that they very seldom played at, if ever. And Link Glasgow gets the monumental task of opening up the new Frazier Field. And I'm sure we'll see some tournament games played here when the MIA realizes what kind of a place this is. So this is Classical against Medford. This is also a very big game for Classical because if they win, they have qualified for the state tournament. And you need 10 wins. They would do it in 11 games. They're 9-1. Kevin Whalen on the mound, throwing to John DeSea, the catcher. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Popped up. Easy pickings for the second baseman, Armani Gerardo, who's a pretty good basketball player. So 1 up, 1 down in the first. Medford coach I was talking to before the game, he said, we're 4-7, only 2 wins in the conference. He said, but we're 3-0 in extra inning games. So I said, well, excuse me if I'm not rooting for extra innings. Hit slowly to shortstop, and it goes right through the wickets. And Sam Orcutt will reach on the error. Brady Warren went down to get it, and it just went right through the wickets. Justin Curcio, who's the pitcher, hitting from the left side. Popped up. Nice running catch. Nice job by Yanil Cabral, the center fielder. That off the bat looked like it might be a Texas League single. Cabral covered a lot of ground, leaning towards right center field with a left-handed hitter. Jack Lombardo hits it foul behind home plate. He's the third baseman for the Medford Mustangs. So the Mustangs against the Rams. In on the hands. It hit him on the shoulder. He swung through it. That was way inside. And I think he swung at it for self-defense. It hit him in the shoulder. And that's a tough swinging strike. Kevin Whalen got a lot of help on that pitch. And the coach and the classical trainer are out to check on him. It hit him right. I think it was lucky it hit him in the fat part of the shoulder, not a bone. But a tough swinging strike. He's waving those arms around, trying to get some motion. He says he's okay. They're going to stay with him. So Lombardo will get back in the batter's box. Decent little crowd here. Medford brought some fans. The runner takes off. The ball misses outside. Orcutt steals second base. So Medford has a runner in scoring position with 2 outs. Cut off by the third baseman. Nice play. If that goes to the shortstop, could very well be a base hit. But Figueroa cut in front, picked it off, made the good strong throw to Spates at first base. So Medford leaves a runner in scoring position with the error in the stolen base. And Glasgow will have a chance to get on the board first. For Glasgow, it'll be Donnell Leon. He's the designated hitter. He's hitting for the catcher, John DeSea. Almani Gerardo, the second baseman, will bat second. Shortstop Brady Warren hits third. Batting in the cleanup spot is the first baseman, Christian Spates. The third baseman, Christian Figueroa, bats fifth. Batting sixth and playing center field, Yanil Cabral. The pitcher, Kevin Whalen, will hit number 7. Hitting in the number 9 spot is Ethan Chevalier. And Sam Hoanasian, the left fielder, will back up the lineup, hitting in the number 9 spot. Mike Zukowski, the head coach of Glasgow, with Rick and Mayette, the two, they're related family-wise, and they've been together for a long time in the dugout. And they've been very successful. Justin Curcio on the mound. He does everything lefty. Hits lefty, bats lefty, throws lefty. A very cool night in the 40s here. we had better weather in December than we're having here in April and the first part of May. So Darnell Leon will work to get it started for the Rams as they look to get a win here on opening night here at brand new Frazier Field, and also get a win and get in the state tournament. So lefty against lefty here. Up and away for a ball. Hit up the middle for a base hit. So Leon picked on that one and drilled it right up the middle into center field for a base hit. And Almani Gerardo will be the hitter. Yeah, good year of basketball for Classical. Good guard, good shooter. And again, a pretty good crowd, people still coming in. Finally get to play this week. A lot of games this week were, I think most of the games were canceled. Darnell Leon got a huge jump, easily in at second base. He got a huge jump. So he steals second. Classical has a runner at second with nobody out. But the Babe Ruth people did a tremendous job trying to keep up with keeping the baseball diamond and the softball diamond in shape for the Lynn teams. They put a lot of hours in down here at getting not a nickel for payment. Rich Avey, the new president down here, and Dave Raymond, the official groundskeeper. They got a lot of people working down there. I'll stop there because I'll forget somebody for sure. In for a strike. That was a late call. But those tip of the hat to those Babe Ruth people who did a tremendous job. And here, certainly one of the happiest people to have Frazier Field open, because that knocks down a lot of their work. Swing and a miss. Got his money's worth and swung right through it. So the first out is a strikeout. Brady Warren. Brady is the only one that I know of in all the years I've been doing this that from the Lynn Public Schools is getting a scholarship to college for golf. Outstanding golfer. He's a very good athlete. Good basketball player. I'm pretty sure I'm correct. I think he was the MVP of the GBL Golf League the last 2 years. Swing and a miss. So baseball, golf, basketball, and he's getting a scholarship for golf. Sister was an excellent pitcher for the Classical Rams softball team. Father was coach that won a lot of Northeastern Conference championships. And I get into deep trouble if I don't mention that his mother was an outstanding swimmer. And her English swim team just recently was selected into the English Hall of Fame. Hit foul past third base. One out, the runner at second, bottom of the first. Hit right to the third base bag. Long throw over the head of the first baseman. The run's going to score. Brady will reach on the error. Leon will score the first run. That was right down the third base line, right, almost hit the third base bag. Third baseman picked it up and just airmailed it over the first baseman's head. Leon scores easily. Warren changes places with him at second base, so it's still second base with one out, but now a run in for Christian Spates. High for a ball. So a single, a stolen base after a strikeout, infield error. And Classical has grabbed a 1-0 lead. Hit in the air. Short right field. The right fielder coming on. Calls off the second baseman and makes the play. Second baseman out in front. They almost collided. Just get out of the way and let the right fielder make the play. So Derek Marino with the putout. Christian Figueroa, the third baseman. Hit foul behind home plate. High and tight for a ball. So Curcio could have got out of this without a run if they make the good throw to first base. Brady gets a big jump. He's in. High pop-up. It falls in for a base hit. The run's going to score. Brady Warren had a huge jump. He had third base easily stolen. And Figueroa just dumps one behind the shortstop in front of the center fielder. Brady Warren scores the second run. And Yaniel Cabral, the center fielder, will be the hitter. Hit in the air to right field. Long run for the right field. It's over his head. All the way back to the fence. The run's going to score. In at second with a double is Cabral. 2-out Lightning. Back-to-back 2-out hits. Solid shot over the right fielder's head. Figueroa scoots all the way around. And Classical's grabbed a 3-0 lead for Kevin Whalen, the pitcher, who's the hitter now. Seventh hitter in the inning. So with 2 outs, Figueroa gets a base hit, Cabral gets a double, and all of a sudden it's 3-0. After throwing error gave Classical their first run. Swing and a miss. The pitch broke down and in. So this is a case where Medford could have got out of this inning without giving up any runs, and they wound up giving up 3. Down and in for a ball. Again, fans still coming in. Nice crowd here on this Lynn inaugural here at Fraser Field. Hit in the air. Shortstop going back. Center fielder coming on. Center fielder with a long run. Makes it a couple of steps behind the shortstop's position, but he makes a nice running play. Medford finally gets out of the inning, but not before they give up 3 runs. The first one hurt, the error. They could have got out of it, not giving up anything. But then 2 out hits by Figueroa and Cabral. And just like that, at the end of an inning, it's Classical 3, Medford nothing. 5, 6, and 7 for Medford as we start the second inning. DJ McDonough, the first baseman, will be the hitter. Classical jumping, getting 3. So Kevin Whalen, starting his second inning, has got a little bit to work with. A 3-run cushion. Lights on all over the place. Manning Field lights are on. Big lights are on. They're going to have to do something with the. They're going to fix the lights here anyway, but the lights in right field, there's only 3 of them on. Virtually the whole thing. 18 lights on the pole, 15 of them are out. And I know that's the next, I think it's the next task to go to work and fix the lights. Popped up. Nice job by the third baseman again, Figueroa. That Brady one would have had a long run to get to that one, but Figueroa cut in front of him again and made the play. Back-to-back plays, a ground ball and a pop-up, ending the first, tying the second by Figueroa. Nick Picola, he's the extra hitter. He's hitting for the right fielder, Derek Marino. In for a strike. We have to wait a couple of seconds because the umpire is like a delayed call. Up and away for a ball. High for a ball. Swing and a miss. Gets a strikeout. First strikeout for Whalen. 2 up, 2 down in the second. Coista Morgan. The catcher is the hitter. Hit foul. The other work they'll be doing will be the screen behind home plate. They've got the backstop up, but above the backstop, there's wide open space so the ball can go into the stands and can actually come into the press box. Hit in the air, it drops in for a base hit. Got that one in off the hands, went the other way with it, and dumped it into right field. So a base hit for Morgan. It brings up the second baseman, Travis Moody. Very short lead at first base. Pitch misses inside for a ball. Missing inside again. Oh, I take it back. That I have to wait a couple of seconds. He comes up with the right hand for a strike. So it's 1-1. On the corner for a strike, 1-2. The umpire, he leans in, he sort of comes to attention behind the plate and then comes up with the right hand. High for a ball. So we got deuces wild, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in inning number 2. Swing and a miss. 2 strikeouts in the inning. Medford leaves another base runner, this time at first. They get their first hit. We'll move into the bottom half of the second. It'll be 8-9-1 for Classical. Ethan Chevalier, Sam Owenesian, and back to the top of the order, Donnell Leon. A cool night, but a clear night. It's been rainy, damp, and moist all week long. Justin Curcio will start his second inning of work. He deserved a better fate in the first inning. Infield error gave Classical their first run, extended the inning, and it cost them when Figueroa and Cabral got 2 big 2-out hits, a single by Figueroa and a double by Cabral to knock in 2 runs. So the right fielder, Ethan Chevalier, will lead it off. It's 3-0 Classical as we start the bottom of the second. In for a strike. Hit in the air to right center field. Long run, not going to get there. It's in for a base hit. Around first, heading for second. He's got Classical's second double. And Classical for the second inning gets a runner on, leading off the inning. Found a spot in right center. He can run. In standing up at second base. And Sam Owenesian, the left fielder, will be the hitter. Pushes it down. That's going to be a base hit. They got no chance of getting a perfect bunt. That was for a base hit. He didn't square and sacrifice. He just pushed it down third. Curcio had to go get it, had no play. Easily a base hit, so first and third with nobody out. Top of the order, Donnell Leon. He started the first inning with a base hit up the middle, stole second, and scored on the throwing error. Coming home with the first run of the game for Classical. Now he's got a chance for an RBI. Down the way for a ball. The runner takes off. Ball's hit foul. Have to go back. The guy that's been overseeing all this and doing double duty here at Fraser and down at Breed, getting the baseball diamond ready for Lynn. He's had a lot of work to do the last couple of weeks. Rich Avery, outstanding job by you and your Babe Ruth people. And could this place look any better?
It really came out really good. Still some work to do around the perimeter, some odds and ends, but all in all, it came out really, really good.
Now, I mentioned we're going to do something with the lights as well.
Yeah, eventually. Ran into, as you know, like everything, the cost of everything went up. So still looking for a few more dollars to finish the lights. But yeah.
Especially in right field.
Yes. Well, with that one actually, none of these were working yesterday. I mean, this morning, and we got down to that's the only pole that has an issue right now. So we'll have it fixed tomorrow for that one.
Very good. Outstanding job by you, especially Babe Ruth taking over, having to do the baseball diamond as well as the softball diamond for the Lynn schools. You did a great job, my friend.
Yeah, it's been fun with all the rain. It's been a little bit of a challenge.
Great time to be in charge.
Yes, very much.
That was Leon flying out to left field. Everybody held up. It wasn't hit that deep. So it's still first and third. Almani Tirado struck out swinging his one trip. They tried to get Onasian down to second base, but when he did go, the ball was fouled off. So Rich Avery, I'm glad he stopped by. He's doing double duty. President of the Babe Ruth League now, as well as monitor for Manning and Fraser and the many schedules. And with all the rainouts we've had this week, he's got a mountain of work to do with redoing the schedules and trying to get people get games. Not easy when you have 5 schools. The runner takes off, in with a stolen base. You get here, we get the 4 schools along with Kip, the 5th school, and it's tough when you're using one field, Fraser. If you're rained out, awful difficult to find a spot because it's usually going 24 hours a day. Hit into center field. Great play by the center fielder. Sam Alcott went back over his shoulder, took extra bases away from Girardo. He gets an RBI. The runner scores from third, but it would have been a big hit.
They got nothing in the top of the second. We got 4. They got nothing in the top. We got 4 in the bottom.
No, 3 in the first.
They got 3. Okay, 3 and then 4.
3, 1. They finally got the scoreboard working. Rich Avery, that's the reason he showed up. Brady Warren reached on a throwing error, and that was huge because right after that, it was Figueroa and Cabral coming up with 2 huge base hits with 2 outs. Hit in the air to left center field. It's a long run. They're not going to get there. All the way back to the fence. 3rd extra base hit. Brady's in with a triple. And it jumps to 5-0. Christian Spates flied out to right field as one trip. Brady Warren got all of that one to left center field, all the way to the fence. Solid shot to the shortstop. And that's a nice play by Joshua Marino. Good, strong throw over to McDonough, makes the play. Spates hit it solid, but hit it right at the shortstop. So Classical is down in the second, but they put two more on the board. A big RBI triple by Warren and the sacrifice line drive to the center fielder by Gerardo. And it's 5-0 Classical at the end of two. 9-1-2 for Medford as we start the third inning. So teammates have been good to Kevin Whalen. He started the second inning with a 3-run cushion. He starts the third inning with a 5-run cushion. In for a strike. Ryan Slow, the left fielder, leads it off and then back to the top of the order for Medford. Two quick strikes. Swing and a miss. He gets him. Third strikeout for Whalen. Two of them back to back. One to end the second. Now this one starts the third. Joshua Marino popped to the second baseman, leading off the ball game. In first strike. I think I'm getting used to the plate umpire coming to attention before he makes the call. Hit way up in the air, but it's going to go out of play. Up over everything, out towards Western Avenue. Swing and a miss. He gets another strikeout. Chased that pitch. It was down and away. Warren got some help with that pitch. So the last 4 outs have been strikeouts. 3 in a row counting the end of the second period, the second inning. Sam Orcutt reached on an error. He punches it foul down the first base side. Hit on the ground to short. Throw draws the first baseman Spates off the bag. So that's the second time that Orcutt has reached on an infield error. This time with 2 outs. Last time was with 1 out. Justin Curcio, the pitcher, hit a little flare out into right center field, and Cabral, with a nice run, chased it down. Hit up the middle for a base hit. So pitcher against pitcher gets a base hit. Second hit for Medford. And you're out checking on the second baseman, Gerardo. He had no chance to get that, but he dove and wound up on the turf. It's nice to be able to say all turf. In years past, I would say play made in the grass in the outfield or the dirt on the mound, or there are variations of turf, dirt, grass. Now everything, including the pitcher's mound, is all turf, and it is gorgeous. What a great job. Hit in the left field for a base hit. They're sending the runner. The throw home is thrown away. So 2-out Lightning as Lombardo gets a base hit and an RBI. If that throw was lower, they might have had a play at the plate, but it was airmailed. Over Desaya's head. So second and third now. As Medford's on the board. After 2 quick strikeouts. Again, the infield error. And then 2 big 2-out hits. Down and in for a ball. One ball, one strike to the Medford first baseman. Hits it foul down the left side. Long run, not going to get there. He was way off the left field line. Onesian, the left fielder for a left-handed hitter. So 1-2 the count. Hit foul back. Off the catcher's glove. That's going to be another run. That was a wide pitch. Way wide. The run scores. The runner moves up to third. All this after 2 strikeouts started the inning. Error, hit. Now a wild pitch. All of a sudden it's 5-2. Chased that pitch over his head for strike 3. So Kevin Whalen, usually you say he struck out the side, had a big inning, but he struck out the side, but Medford scored 2 and got back in the game. Did it with 2 base hits. Again, a big error extended the inning. He struck out 5 in 3 innings. But Medford gets themselves back in it. And it's now 5-2. And it will be 5, 6, and 7 for Classical. Medford, we mentioned 4 and 7. Classical 9 and 1. They're undefeated in the Greater Boston League. They're looking for back-to-back Greater Boston League championships. They won it last year. But it cost them dearly because when you go to the state tournament, the power rankings rates the league that you play in, and the Greater Boston League is not very highly thought of by the MIAA. So you don't get hardly any points for playing in the league. And English and Classical now in it. I think it's the second year, might be the third year. They jumped over from the Northeastern Conference. Christian Figueroa, third baseman, he hit a couple of nice defensive plays. He's also got an RBI single, a big 2-out RBI single, and scored one of the runs in the 3-run first inning. So he's 1 for 1 with a run scored along with those 2 nice defensive plays. And he's got another base hit up the middle. Jumps on the first pitch. So for the 3rd inning in a row, Classical has the leadoff hitter on base. Yaniel Cabral. Double to right center field for an RBI. He's 1 for 1 with an RBI. Figueroa is now 2 for 2 with an RBI and a run scored. Missing wide for a ball. Gets a little darker here as they shut the lights off over at Manning Field. Unusual to see nothing going on over there. Down and in, 2-0. Not much of a lead at first base. Hit, caught in the air. He's got to hustle to get back. Just a little slow line drive right to the shortstop. If that was hit a little harder, they might have got a double play. Figueroa had a dive back. He was off the bag on the hit. Kevin Warren flied out to center field. Back in the first inning. In for a strike. The runner got a huge jump. I don't know if he was trying to protect. He didn't have to protect the runner. He swung that pitch way over his head. But Figueroa got a huge jump. There was no throw the ball to third to make sure he only gets second, because they weren't going to throw him out at second base. And swing and a miss for strike 3. Second strikeout for Curcio. Chevalier got a big double leading off the second inning and scored a run. In for a strike. In for a strike. He's got a huge gap in right center field. The right fielder is playing well over near the line. Center field is playing almost straight away, and he hit the ball in right center field to get his double. Swing and a miss. So they get a leadoff hitter. He steals second, but a line drive to the shortstop and back-to-back strikeouts gets Curcio out of the inning. So we finished 3 in this Greater Boston League battle. Flint Classical 5, Medford 2. We'll start the 4th inning. It was funny. I'm looking down between innings, and the ball got away from the catcher. The umpire gave the catcher another ball to have Kevin Whalen warm up. And when the Classical kid chasing the ball went and got it, he threw it back to the umpire, but it didn't get to him. It landed in the turf as the ball hit back to Whalen for the easy out. When the ball got back, it was a couple of feet away from the umpire. He signaled the ball boy, the player, to come out, get the ball, and hand it to him. And then he shook hands with him, and the classical player went back to the dugout. But it was funny seeing that happen. So it was Piccolo, the DH, grounding out. This is Morgan, the catcher, who got the first hit of the game. Dropped one just inside the right field foul line. Hits it the other way, outside first base. Spates with room, has to chase it, and couldn't hold on. It was drifting away. It looked like he had it, and he was right where he was, and all of a sudden he had to move a few steps to his left and had a slide to try and make the catch and stay away from the fence. It went off his glove, and Morgan gets a life. High for a ball. It's funny sitting up here in the press box watching the game, comfortable. After climbing our little porch, started to breathe to sit up with the camera person. And I'm too old for that. I'm glad I can just walk up and sit down. Pop back over everything out of play. And we got the young kids in attendance chasing the foul ball. Popped up. This time Space has got room. Down behind first base, he had room enough, a couple of feet away from the fence. He makes the play. So Space makes the first two putouts. The out at first and now the pop-up. Travers Moody, the second baseman, pops it back out of play. And the young kids just came back from chasing the ball. They're going to go chase it again. High for a ball. Lined in the right center field for a base hit. Cabral gets it to it quickly and holds it to a single. So they have a base runner with two outs. I mentioned Mike Sikowski, Rick Mayette, Jay Regato, and Pat Whalen are the other two assistant coaches. Another base hit. Short at the left field by Slow. So back-to-back hits after two outs brings up the top of the order. Joshua Marino was popped up and struck out swinging. So this almost mimics the last inning. He struck out two in a row to start the third at error, and then two base hits, got Medford on the board with 2 runs. Now 2 easy outs. A hit back to the mound and a pop-up in foul territory to the first baseman. And now back-to-back hits by the 8th and 9th hitters. Again, a very nice crowd here for this game. Hit in the air. Backing up. Owenesian makes the play out in left field. So the 2 hits go by the boards. They leave a couple more. We're halfway through the ball game. Classical on top 5-2 over the Medford Mustangs. And it'll be 9-1-2 for Classical when we start the bottom of the fourth inning. Classical will be one of the four teams at the end of this month, when the regular season comes to a close. It'll be the Mullins tournament. Former young outstanding player and coach as well. Worked and helped a lot of young people. He was a terrific young man and got ill and left us way, way, way too soon. So we'll be Swampscott, English, Classical, and St. Mary's playing in the second annual Mullins tournament. Joe Caponegro got it started when young Mr. Mullins was one of his assistants. Dougie was an assistant and became the head coach. And that will be Friday and Saturday of the last weekend in May. On Saturday and Sunday, it will be the annual Holland tournament down at Breed with the same four teams: English, Classical, St. Mary's, and Swampscott. Sam Owenesian got a base hit, stole a base, and scored a run in the second inning. So he's 1 for 1 with a run scored. Hit in the air. Long run for the left fielder. Drops it. Meese's going to wind up on the error. I don't know if he lost it in the lights. He just dropped it. So for the fourth inning in a row, Classical has the leadoff hitter on base. Donnell Leon singled and scored the first run of the game, and he flied out to left field his last time. Bunts it, it bounces, took a funny hop. Leon gets the bunt down. It looked like it had almost like a pool cue shot. It had English on it. It hit the grass and just kind of flipped and bounced and deflected. And Kershaw had to get to it, couldn't make the play. Leon gets the extra step being lefty, but he can run as well. So it's first and third with nobody out. Leon gets his second hit. Second bunt for Classical for a base hit. Armani Gerardo struck out swinging. He hit a shot to center field that Orcott, the center fielder, went back and picked it over his shoulder for the out. He got the RBI on the sacrifice fly, but he hit it a ton. Orcott took extra bases and an extra RBI away from Gerardo. It came with 2 on. Wide for a ball. Classical leading at 5-2 here in the bottom of the fourth. First and third, nobody out. Solid shot in the left field for a base hit. He didn't take that one away from him. He's got his second RBI. Brady Warren reached on there and scored in the first, tripled in a run in the second. So he's 1 for 2 with a run scored and RBI. Pop to the pitcher. The infield fly rule was called. That was in on the hands, right down around the fist. And he just popped it up in the air. Christian Spades fly to right, grounded to short. I think we're gonna get some warm up for Medford down in right field, and we got coach coming out to talk to Justin Curcio, and that lets Mike Sukowski talk to his two base runners and his hitters, so we get conventions all over the place. We're in the bottom of the fourth. Glasgow got up to a 5-0 lead. Medford got two back. Glasgow now has one of those back. So it's a 4-run cushion, 6-2 right now, with 2 on and 1 out. As the umpire come out to try and break up the conference. So Spates will step in and we'll get back to baseball. An outfield error, 2 base hits have brought in a run. They throw to second easily back. Is Leon. Spates looked like he was going to square away and bunt. The throw actually hit Gerardo at first, but it didn't go by anywhere. They couldn't go anywhere. Both times they threw the second, then he threw the first, and both times Spates was squaring away like he was going to bunt. He squared the bunt just to take the pitch so they could steal second and third. They got big jumps. So second and third now with 1 out. In for a strike. Down and in, nice job by the catcher, Morgan. Go down and block that one. Keep the runners at second and third. Medford squeezing in the infield. Down and in. Right side's up on the infield turf. Left side is back. And that's ball 4. That's the first walk by either pitcher, and it loads the bases for Christian Figueroa, who's got 2 base hits. Singled in a run and scored the first, singled in the third. So he's 2 for 2 with an RBI and a run scored. He's got a chance for more here with the bases loaded and 1 out. Medford will put their infield back, hoping for a potential double play. Swing and a miss. Figueroa is the third baseman for the Rams. Popped up. First baseman in foul territory makes the play. That's a big out. They get Figueroa for the first time. 2-way for Yaniel Cabral. He doubled in a run, and it lined out to the shortstop. Hit foul. Mike Zukowski, the third base coach and the manager, makes a nice play. Missing wide for a ball. High and tight for a ball. Pitcher Kevin Whalen on deck. Hit to third. They'll step on third for the force out. But Glasgow gets a run back. They could have had a lot more. They had the bases loaded. We finished 4 here in this inaugural event here at Fraser Field, the new renovated Fraser Field. Glasgow 6, Medford 2. 2, 3, and 4 for Medford as we start the 5th inning. Glasgow looked like they were going to do a lot more business in that 4th inning with the bases loaded. But a pop up to first and the force out at third on the ground ball got Medford out of the inning, giving up only 1. So that 5-0 lead was cut to 3. Now Glasgow increases it to 4, 6-2. Foul tip held on to by DeSea. Hit slowly to third, foul. Sam Orcutt has reached on an error twice. The second time, he was able to score the first of 2 for Medford in that 3rd inning. So he's been on base twice with errors. Lines it foul. Off. You couldn't do that again in a million years. The light pole is about 6 inches wide, and he drilled it up in the stands off that light pole. Hit foul again. Virtually in the same spot. Curveball, it broke across but high. Nice pitch by Kevin Whalen. He had Orcutt backing away. It broke over, but it was high. Didn't miss by much. Thought about it, started to go after it, held up, and it missed wide for a ball. That one goes to the backstop. So he was ahead of Orcutt. Now he's going to come in with a pitch or put him on. It's 3-2. Hit back to the mound. Kevin Whalen will make his second play. Kind of handcuffed him for a minute. He knocked it down, but he had plenty of time to throw Orcott out. 1 up, 1 down in the 5th. Medford is yet to get their leadoff hitter on base. Their big inning in the 3rd when they scored their 2 runs. There were 2 strikeouts at the start of the inning. They had nobody on, and then they scored their 2. Reached for that one and fouled it off. This is Justin Curcio. Flied to center field, singled and scored in the 3rd. He scored the 2nd of the 2 runs that Medford got in that inning. Popped up. Brady Warren, maybe a step on the outfield grass, or the outfield turf, I should say. I can remember, we're renovated. 2 up, 2 down in the 5th. Jack Lombardo grounded a 3rd, singled in a run in the 3rd, so he's 1 for 2 with an RBI. Solid shot, pulled it well foul. Conversation pitcher catcher to say I was Whalen. In for a strike. Umpire again coming to attention. We don't have that clock like the major leagues has now. Lombardo stepped out. Chased that pitch, but broke high and away, a mile away, and he went after it and had no chance. He needed a much longer bat to get anywhere near that pitch. So 1-2-3 inning. The first 1-2-3 inning by either pitcher. Medford is down in the top of the 5th. Six strikeouts for Kevin Whalen. There was warm-up action last inning, but Curcio was back out there for the 5th inning. And for Classical will be the bottom 3 in the order, 7, 8, and 9. But the 8th and 9th hitters have done pretty well. Chevalier scored a run. Onesian scored 2. Not bad for you 8th and 9th hitters. Again, a nice crowd showing up here on opening of the new Frazier Field. And again, we gave you a little shot at it, showing around the field at the start of the game. And it is absolutely beautiful. Fisher College will be glad to come back here. Drop to third. They better hurry. Nice job by the three. He lost his hat and almost fell down. But Lombardo made a very nice play. Just a little love tap down the first baseline. And they throw Kevin Whalen out. Very nice defensive play by Lombardo. Nice stretch by McDonough at first base. One up, one down in the fifth. Christian Chevalier doubled and scored in the second inning. Last time up, he struck out swinging. In for a strike. Up and away for a ball. Way inside. 2-1 the count. So the classical right fielder. High and away for a ball. This is the fifth inning. Is the first inning. Classical didn't get the leadoff hitter on base. And it took a big time play for Lombardo at third to get the out at first. He started to go to first base, and the umpire said that's strike two. He thought he had ball four. It's a foul past first base. We'll do it again at 3-2. Yeah, that's ball four. Now he does walk to first base. Second walk given up by Curcio. Chevalier's on for the second time in the game. Sam Hoanesian singled and scored in the second, reached on error and scored in the fourth. Hit that long fly ball that the left fielder just dropped. Square to bunt. Takes it. Chevalier was way off at first, but the first baseman wasn't there at the bag to get a throw. He was coming in looking for the bunt. So Chevalier easily back at first base. Hit back to the pitcher. And he throws it into center field. Chevalier holds up at second because he slid into second. So the error by the pitcher puts two on. But Donnell Leon, who singled in a run, who singled and scored in the first, flied out and singled. So he's 2 for 3 with a run scored. Missing low for a ball. Slices it the other way. Foul. Left-hand hitter went down the left field foul line. Just hooked. Foul. off the catcher. That's going to move the runners up. And he throws it away, and the run's going to score. Safe at the plate. So the wild pitch moves him to third. The error by the catcher scores him. So Classical doesn't have a hit, but they have a run in and a runner at third with one out. 2 errors to go along with the walk. Medford brings their infield in again. Hit foul off to the left side. Another payoff pitch up and coming. Yeah, it's ball 4. Leon's on for the 3rd time. Second walk in the inning. He had only walked 1 through the first 4, and it didn't hurt him. The walks here have hurt. The first walk in this inning is already scored. Now it's 1st and 3rd with 1 out. Armani Gerardo struck out swinging. Had extra bases taken away on a great play by the center field. He lined it, the center field went back and picked it over his head. Last time up, he hit a shot into left field for a base hit and got an RBI. To hit the center got him an RBI, so he's 1 for 2 with 2 RBI. In for a strike. Hit in the air. Long run for the center fielder, going back over his shoulder. Makes the catch. Gerardo hit that a ton. Second time he's hit it to the center field. The second time it got him an RBI. His 3rd RBI of the game. So Classical has pushed that initial 5-run cushion that was knocked down to 5-2. They've got it back to 6. It's now 8-2. In for a strike. Solid shot by the center fielder again. Orcutt made a nice running catch. He's made 2 great plays out in center field. Took extra bases away twice from Gerardo. Can't throw it out. He's got another great jump for the stolen base. Glasgow's just getting way off. And it's against a left-handed pitcher. But they're getting huge jumps. The catcher Morgan's got no chance to throw anybody out. And that hit Warren. So 1st and 2nd for Christian Spates, who fly to right, grounded to short, and walked. Not a very big figure, Spates, but he does a nice job at first base. In for a strike. Leon at second base put a lot of pressure on Chris. He was getting way off the bag, bouncing around. They've been getting huge leads. And they call a balk against the. That's going to move everybody over. So that takes away the force at any base for Medford. Ground ball will have to go to first. Second and third now with 2 outs. Swing and a miss. High and tight for a ball. Way up for a ball. Deuces wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. 2 runs scored in the inning. We got deuces all over the place. Swing and a miss for strike 3. So get out of the inning, but Glasgow gets 2 more. They do it without a base hit. We finished 5. 8-2, Glasgow over Medford. 5, 6, and 7 for Medford as we start the 6th inning. Glasgow's pushed 2 more on. They now lead it 8-2. They get the 2 without a hit, a walk, an infield error, a wild pitch, and on the wild pitch to throw into the outfield, scored the run. And that put the runner over at third for the fly ball. Or the shot, I should say, by Gerardo. That got him his 3rd RBI. In for a strike. DJ McDonough has popped to third and struck out. Hit the shot. Brady Warren. McDonough is out. Play goes 6-3. Medford still hasn't put their leadoff hitter on base yet. John Wright is going to pinch hit for Piccolo, who was the DH, hitting for the right fielder. Swing and a miss. Pop foul. That almost came into the press box. A couple of feet to the left, we would have had a souvenir. That's one of the things they have to change, the backstop behind home plate. It's good protecting the people down front, but it only goes up. There's no top to it. So anything hit foul. Hit in the air. Long run for the left fielder. Off his glove. He had it. Bright will reach on the error. Polynesian had a long run. The third baseman, shortstop were all there. He reached up, got his glove on it, and dropped it. Oyster Morgan, the catcher, singled in the right field for the first hit of the game in the second inning. Popped up to the first baseman, so he's gone to the right side twice. In for a strike. Hit in the left field for a base hit. They're saying the runner home, and he's going to be a dead duck. They got it. Polynesian, who made the error to allow Wright to reach. He got up quickly, got it to the third baseman Figueroa, who threw a bullet to DeSaya. They go 7-5-2 for the out. Perfect play. He was out by a mile. Didn't come anywhere near home plate with DeSaya making the tag. Hit down the right field line. Long run. Couldn't hold on. Nice try by Chevalier. Had a long way to go. And just as he was reaching up, he was running right into the fence. It's kind of strange. You wonder why Medford would be playing it, sending the runner. They're down 8-2. They don't need one run. They need 6. So you think they would play it safe with a couple of base runners on, look for an inning. But they didn't hesitate. The throw gets by into center field, but the runner was going back to second base, so he couldn't go anywhere. But that was a perfect 7-5-2. And he didn't come anywhere near home plate before being tagged. Way inside for a ball. Travis Moody is struck out and singled. Chased that pitch over his head. Kevin Whalen got help with that one. So they get a hit and an error, but it doesn't do them any good. They're down in the 6th inning. Seven strikeouts for Whalen. Medford's down to their last 3 outs. And we got a new pitcher for Medford. I thought I saw number 13, but I might have not seen it because they don't have a 13 on their roster. So Curcio goes 5. He's up 9 hits, 8 runs, walked 3, struck out 4, hit a batter. A lot of the runs were unearned. The 3 in the first inning were unearned. Neil Cabral doubled in a run in the first inning, lined out to shortstop, and grounded to it, force out at third base. So 5, 6, and 7 for Glasgow. Well on their way to the 10th win, which would get them. Can't get in much quicker. You'd have to go 10-0 to beat Glasgow getting in at 10-1. And they left number 13. No, it's David Crowan. Looked like number 12 on the roster. It's number 13. David Crohan is the new pitcher. Christian Figueroa singled in a run and scored in the first, singled, and then popped to first base. So he's 2 for 3 with an RBI and a run scored. He got a big 2-out hit in the first inning to knock in a run, followed by Cabral's big 2-out double, knock in another run, and Glasgow got off quickly, 3-0. And they've been just pushing ahead since. Adding to the lead, they've got it now up to 8-2. Way up and over his head for a ball. Way wide for a ball. Most of the crowd has stayed, including the Medford group. Nice to see, supporting the young men. Way up and in, he thought about swinging at it, had a duck back, almost hit him. So Figueroa was behind in the count, now it's 3-2. Hits it in the air. Third baseman coming in foul territory, makes the one-handed catch, lost his hat. Second time he's lost his hat making a play. One away. Neil Cabral doubled in a run, lined to the shortstop, bounced out to third base and a force out. So he's 1 for 3 with an RBI. High and tight for a ball. High and tight again, 2-0. That one bounced in front of home plate. 3-0. In for a strike. Fouled it. I don't know if that went off. That went off the umpire, I think. He's taking a little walk around. The plate doesn't need dusting off, but he's giving himself an extra second. Rick Mayette's bringing him out of baseball and giving another extra second. And Cabral gave him a few extra seconds going down to talk to Mike Zukowski at third base. That's ball 4. Fourth walk given up by Medford pitching. Only one of the walks have scored. Nice stop by Morgan, the catcher. The runner takes off. He goes in standing up. They don't throw us in the dirt. Stopped by Morgan. In for a strike. Kevin Whalen has flied to center, struck out swinging and grounded out third to first. Little tap of the third that the third baseman Lombardo made a very nice defensive play on throwing him out. Punches it to second base. Not a bad play by the second baseman. He was way over at second base, covering. He had to go way to his left to go get that one. 2-way. Eaton Chevalier doubled and scored, struck out swinging, walked and scored. So he's 1 for 2 and he scored twice. This is actually Ryan Duggan hitting for Chevalier. Solid shot right to the second baseman. Hit it right on the nose. So they get a runner as far as third. That'll do it. We finished 6. We're down to the final inning. Medford with their last shot. It's classical 8-2 going into the 7th inning. 9-1-2 for Medford as we start the 7th inning. Whalen's done a very nice job. He's given up 2 runs. Both runs were unearned. He's given up 6 base hits. 1 hit came with 2 outs in the second. 2 hits came when they scored their 2 runs, but he struck out the first 2 batters. An error extended the inning, and then they got 2 hits and got their 2 runs for the 2 unearned runs. He gave up 2 hits in the 4th after 2 out, and he gave up a hit in the 6th, and on the hit, the runner was thrown out trying to score at the plate. So he's done a very nice job. He's got 7 strikeouts, and he hasn't walked a batter. So he spaced out those hits, and the 2 runs he gave up, as I mentioned, unearned. The inning was extended with an infield error. Would have been an easy 1-2-3 inning after he struck out the first 2. At one point, he struck out 4 in a row, 4 outs in a row. Actually, 5 outs in a row. Hit foul off the hitter. Ryan Slow has struck out and singled in his 2 trips. Wide for a ball. He's the left fielder for the Mustangs. Swing and a miss. So the entire night, Medford did not get their leadoff hitter on base. Justin Marino popped to second, struck out swinging, flied to left. He's the shortstop. In for a strike. Couldn't hold up. That pitch was way outside. He made up his mind he was going to swing, and when he realized it was going to be a mile outside, he couldn't hold up. So it's quickly 0-2. Nice job by the third baseman, Figueroa. That ball was going to be foul. He went back almost to the outfield, picked it over his shoulder for the second out. And Memphis down to the last out. Sam Orcutt has reached on error twice, scored the first of the 2 they got in the 3rd inning, and he bounced back to the pitcher. Hit foul. So Glasgow 1 out away from getting the first win on the brand new Fraser Field renovated complex. Gorgeous job they did. Glasgow gets to play the first game. In for a strike. Medford down to the last strike. A tap. Second time in a row, Orcutt goes to the pitcher. Whalen makes the play, his 3rd assist of the game. Does an outstanding, his second 1-2-3 inning. He could have had a shutout. Glasgow got off and running in the 1st inning. Leon got a base hit, stole second. With 2 outs, an infield error scored him. And then with 2 outs, Figueroa got a single, Cabral got a double, and it was 3-0 Glasgow, and they were off and running. They added 2 more in the second. Chevalier got a double. Hohenesian got a single. A line shot to the outfield by Guerrera. A pick by Orcutt took extra bases away from Gerardo, but he got the sacrifice fly. And then Brady Warren got a big triple, knocking in the second run. It was 5-0. Medford got on the board finally in the 3rd inning after 2 strikeouts started the inning. An infield error extended the inning. And then Curcio and Lombardo got base hits. A wild pitch brought in the second run. It was 5-2. And then Glasgow got a run in the 6th. It was Hohenesian reaching on a fly ball in the outfield, dropped. He scored on a base hit by Gerardo to make it 6-2. They got 2 more in the 5th. A walk to Chevalier. Hohenesian reached on an error. A wild pitch moved them up. An error on the wild pitch thrown in the outfield scored the run. And then a long fly ball by Gerardo knocked in the second run to make it 8. and that was the final score, 8-2 for Classical. Leon had 2 base hits and a walk. He was on base 3 times, scored a run. Gerardo got robbed twice by Orcott. He hit 2 shots to center field that Orcott made great plays on. So he went 1 for 4, but the base hit got him an RBI, and those 2 shots to center field got him an RBI. So he was 1 for 4, or excuse me, 1 for 2 because he gets the sacrifice fly. 1 for 2, he knocked in 3 runs. Brady Warren reached on there and scored, tripled in a run, getting hit by a pitch. Christian Figueroa had 2 hits, knocked in a run, scored a run. Cabral was on base twice with a walk and a double, knocked in a run. Chevalier had a double, a walk, scored twice. Owenesian had a single, reached on error twice, scored 3 runs, not bad for your number 9 hitter. And Classical puts 8 on the board, and they win it going away over Medford by a score of 8-2 to go to 10-1. They qualify for the state tournament, and they can brag that they got the first win at the brand new renovated Frazier Field. So a big time pitching performance by Kevin Whalen. He strikes out 8, spaces 6 hits. The 2 runs were unearned, and he gets the win on the mound as Classical goes to 10-1 and officially is qualified for the state tournament. So 8-2, Classical over Medford. We hope you enjoyed it. I'm Don Hoffman saying we'll see you next time.